This is great. This is really, really great. Hello, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be looking at some more Genshin Impact, and we're going to be watching the Fontaine's live symphony performance from Genshin Impact, which was only performed a few months ago. And I believe this contains the songs, well, Fontaine from what I can see, and Rendu des Fleurs et des Rapiers, or something like that. Butchered that probably, but anyway, we usually do on this channel is we react to the song all the way through without stopping, and then we write notes, and then we talk about it again and watch it again afterwards. We're not going to do that today because that will take 700 years. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and go straight into an initial reaction, and we'll talk about it straight away. I've not listened to any of it, watched any of it, so it's going to be a complete blind reaction. But if you do enjoy the video, please do like it and subscribe to the channel as well, and let us know what we should be doing next on this channel. More Genshin Impact or other games, please put those in the comment section below. But having said that, so let's not waste any more time, and let's jump straight in and listen to Fontaine live symphony performance from Genshin Impact in 3, 2, 1, go. Is that actually that sound coming from there? Because it sounds like a flute or something. I've always been fascinated with the water glass. How do I even rubbing? Rubbing? Is that what you say? Kind of instruments, and how, you know, with the levels of water and how that affects the sound is very, very cool. But this is starting out very kind of magical and Disney in a sense, so I mean, yes, this is very intriguing. And yeah, all continuing with that, if you want a dreamlike song, you add a harp, and you had you know, angelic kind of female vocalists, or higher registered, higher voiced, sorry, vocalists into it. It's sounding very heavenly in a sense, very heavenly, very nice. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. So to kind of go from these long kind of sung legato-y notes and quite playful and light to having those kind of that staccato-y kind of notes on the bow, and to just have that chromatic kind of just going, as you saw, just kind of just went down the notes, you know, just like that's kind of, you know, falling, rising, but again it's kind of jovial, it's kind of childlike in a sense. It's older Disney. Oh yeah. Every song I've listened to this week has given me a very similar vibe. But it's, yeah, it sounds kind of, it's definitely got that fantasy vibe to it. It's definitely got that magical sound to it, and how, you know, the way that the instruments are all voiced, it's all very kind of, in a word, kind of glassy. It's all very bright. It's all very pristine. It's really, really nice. I have to say as well, I love the inclusion of not necessarily typical instruments you would see in an orchestration. You know, well, you know, the glass rubbing, And I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what that guitar. It's not a lute. It's too small to be a lute. I'm not sure what it is, but obviously the accordion as well. It's really cool to see actually. That was a nice ending to that phrase. Yeah, and that's very much kind of like a medieval kind of fair kind of sound, you know, that kind of bard kind of melody. Yeah, that was nice, really nice, really nice. Yeah, that was very grand, wasn't it? Especially when all the strings came in and you had those kind of like pattering notes on the piano. It kind of feels like we're listening to something from a ballet or something like that, and that kind of very grand spectacle of classical music, you know. That was very nice. I wonder what happened there. There must have been a reason for that, to have that grand, bam, dun, and then it just blends in really nicely, but you still got those hits, but it just kind of pulls away. Kind of like it's fading out, but they used, you know, live instruments to be able to have that effect, which was really interesting. And the voices all at the top, they sounded really nice, blended really well together. I haven't seen those clapping instrument things since I was in like school, like when I was a kid. Yeah, but of course it gives it that. That's a really cool sound. It's not something that I would think to use, and obviously there's lots of elements to percussion. I can add quite a lot, but it does add like it's just gives it a little. It's just more interesting to listen to, and it really works nicely. This is great. This is really, really great. Like, obviously it's really pushed up now, and it looks like we're getting towards the end of this particular number. Which obviously we're getting to that crescendo, that big finish. But it's really grand, and the spectacle is huge, and this is just, you know, it's crazy sometimes when I'm on this. When I will look at stuff on this channel, where it's like, this is just part of the game. You know, it's part of the game. It's game soundtrack, but it's just so good on its own. Like, this is really, really cool. It just sounds so grand. It sounds, and it really just does, as a piece of music, just stand on its own. Like, really, really does. it's his fingers. That's interesting. But yeah, it kind of had that little kind of fade out again, and then it kind of, and it's now gone into this really nice little piano bit here. God, that is the sound from there. That is so cool. That's insane. That sound is insane. Like, it sounds, yeah, like a wind instrument or something. How do you decide to learn to play the wine glasses? You know, how do you come about doing that? That's fascinating. But anyway, let's keep going. What is that? What the hell is that? What is that instrument? I've never seen that before in my life. Right, there's so much going on. It's hard to stop, but yeah, I'm loving these inclusions. I don't know what that instrument was where the lady was rubbing something. There's a lot of rubbing going on in this song. And yeah, I love the kind of older instruments as well. The more medieval instruments. It kind of really gives it a very unique sound, and really kind of pushes that this is a fantasy song. It's that kind of older, those instruments. Some of these instruments, well, I suppose guitars and drums are also old, but some of those instruments are hundreds and hundreds of years old, and still being used. And it really does give it that kind of magical sound that we don't really get a lot in modern music at all. And it just sounds great. It sounds really, really good. And this kind of really, really frantic sound, and kind of there's a lot descending down scale, and with the strings and everything's moving so quickly, it's kind of like raindrops. But there's lots of movement, there's lots of activities. So there's a lot of little things going on. The way those strings just soared above all the instruments, that's like genuinely beautiful. This is masterfully composed. This, like, I'm no composer, but this is really, really beautiful. And it's just kind of, as I said earlier, it's crazy to think that there's these just gems of music hidden in games. They need to be brought out, because stuff like this and other stuff we listen to as well, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, more of that. It's kind of, yeah, kind of is that franticness, and it's kind of reminds me of that kind of melody, that kind of, you know, it really kind of gives you energy, you know. what I like also about this, and particularly about the filming of it, actually, is that we're seeing that every single, like, there is no musician in this orchestra that's getting an easy ride. Like, everyone's got some very, very complex parts to play, and everybody's got to play them at the same time, and they're all smashing it. Like, they're just playing it perfectly. And this is like, I'd love to see this live myself. This is kind of like, feels like a special sort of performance of this, really, because it still just clicks so well between everyone. Before we're getting towards the end, but those hits as well during that crescendo were just really nice, really accentuated, made it sound just huge. So this is such an epic performance. Wow. I hope there was an audience that saw that and they didn't just do it to film it, because it deserves one. But that was so good. That was so good. What an incredible piece of music. What incredible performance by these musicians. But that composition is fantastic in every sense of the word. It's fantastic. Yeah, and where do these pieces of music kind of fit into the game? They sound like so... It's just so grand. It's so large. It's so... It's such a huge... Both songs were such huge spectacles of music. And I love the creativity, as I said, with the maybe not so typical instruments that you would have. And very intricate parts of music in there that was played. Very difficult parts. Very difficult sections of music to play. But all just done so well. So well. But anyway, let me know what you thought of this in the comment section below. And also let me know, is there anything else we should do next? What other songs from Genshin should we do? Or any other game or any other performance? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like and subscribe to the channel as well. But having said all of that, thank you all so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.